Politicians and celebrities make deals behind closed doors, promises broken, and their income soars. Hidden agendas run the grand parade, in the circus choose a masquerade. Believe me, I wouldn't lie. I've been given money, power, and fame to keep you in line.
Welcome, everyone. Today, I'm going to be talking about histamines, histamine intolerance, and mast cell activation syndrome. This is one of the most common conditions that we have in the United States, at least, and maybe even the world. And it is the one that gets no treatment. It's hardly ever talked about. You probably have it. Lots of people you know have it in just varying degrees. So let's get into it. First, let's see what it is. Okay, it comes from histamines. So histamines are these chemicals in your body that it makes part of your immune response, right? So when you encounter something, maybe you're allergic to it, like pollen or pet dander or something like that, or you get injured, histamines are then released. And this causes symptoms like itching, swelling, sneezing, redness, increased blood flow, makes blood vessels leaky. And antihistamines would be medications that block these histamines to reduce these symptoms. Okay. So, you get your bug bites, you get, outside and pollen or whatever, pets around you, whatever. You're allergic to something, that's histamines, right? But histamine intolerance happens when your body can't break down the histamine properly. It leads up to like buildup. So normally an enzyme called the DAO, which is diamine oxidase. It clears the histamines from your food or your immune system, and these enzymes are low. If these enzymes are low, because maybe you have a genetic issue, gut issues, you've taken certain medications in the past, or you're taking them now, the histamine starts piling up and backing up in your system, and you can't get rid of it. So this mimics allergy symptoms like headaches, hives, nausea, even anxiety, right? But it's not a real allergy. So you can get rid of it if you figure out this is the cause. So common triggers include aged foods like cheeses, wine, any alcohol, cured meats, processed stuff, a lot of it, since they're like really high in histamines. So about 1 to 3% of the people might have it, but I say everybody I know has it, and they just try to tell you it's so rare. It's so rare. But then every time I meet someone, I'm like, do you have this symptoms, this, blah, 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 go down the list. And they have all of these, especially women, but guys too. It presents differently on every person. So I'm going to go through all the symptoms and you guys tell me if you have this, because it's probably a high chance of a yes. Okay. So diagnosis is really tricky. If you do it in the US, probably not. You're never going to find out. They'll just put you on all these medications to deal with all your symptoms. They'll tell you have 5 different situations going on when you just had this. So anyways, histamine intolerance and mast cell activation syndrome, or MCAS, MCAS, right? So it's known as either or. They both involve histamine, but they're different because histamine intolerance is when your body just can't break down the histamine fast enough. So it's usually due to like low DAO enzyme levels, right? It's mostly tied to your diet, eating high histamine foods like aged cheeses, wine, whatever. Even avocados are high in histamine, so it could be perfectly healthy foods. So this is not an immune disorder. It's just a metabolic issue. And we all have metabolic issues in freaking this country. Anyways, so MCAS, mast cell activation syndrome, it's an immune system problem. It's where the mast cells, the immune cells that store histamine and other chemicals overreact and release too much, too often. So this triggers for this can be anything like stress, heat. If you get heat problem, if you're out in the heat too long, you get problems, okay? Foods, smells, chemical sensitivities, anyone? Symptoms can be broader and they can hit multiple symptoms. Skin rashes, nausea, lungs, heart racing, palpitations. You can even be a genetic condition, but it could be rare or, well, we'll get into that. All right. In short, histamine intolerance is more of a digestive issue, and MCAS or mast cell activation syndrome is an immune misfire. So, but they kind of overlap in the symptoms. So, what's up, everyone? Okay, let's get into some of the symptoms and tell me if you have any of these. If you have any of these, put 1. Okay. Brain, nervous system symptoms would be headache, migraine, dizziness, vertigo, anxiety, numbness or tingling, concentration or memory problems, sleep difficulties, sensitivity to light, sound, smells, temperature, EMFs, nerve pain. Your respiratory symptoms would be more like what you're thinking of, like asthma, even exercise-induced asthma, which is a thing, coughing, shortness of breath, droopy nose, congestion, if you're a mouth breather, hay fever, things like that. Now we have reproductive and urinary symptoms. Extreme pain with periods, it's for the girls. PMS, PMDD, infertility, estrogen dominance, both men and women get that. Urinary urgency or frequency, pelvic pain, vulvar pain, for a chick, pain with urination, all those things can happen. Skin symptoms, flushing when embarrassed or after drinking alcohol, histamine, rosy cheeks, whatever, hives, rashes, eczema, itchy, excessive sweating, crawly, itchy feeling, swelling in your body, dermographism. It's like when you scratch lightly across your skin and you feel like you see like a welt come up. I had that my whole life. And I actually had like an artist friend that for her, like one of her art projects, she went on my stomach and she would like scratch little designs and stuff and then take pictures of it. And that was her art exhibit because I had dermography. I don't really have it anymore. So that's good. So I'm doing something so like it lowers that. That's good. Strong reaction to bug bites. Yes. Normal people get a bug bite and it itches a little bit, like at the site, like it would just be painful and kind of like spread around like the area way too much. And it would be huge. For normal people, it's like a little tiny dot. For me, it'd be huge, huge, huge. But thankfully and ironically, even though mosquitoes kill me and they get like this big, like that big of a welt for a mosquito, no problems with bees. So thank you. Cardiac symptoms, heart palpitations, racing heart, arrhythmia, low blood pressure. Low blood pressure, sorry. Yes, I'm sure everybody has this. I'm pretty sure. We'll get to it. Low blood pressure is not good. Guys, if you have low blood pressure, that means you're just about to get high blood pressure. And that means your body is excessively trying to keep the blood pressure low because something bad is going on in your body. Low blood pressure is a huge, huge sign. Lots of people have it. And they're like, oh, my doctor said I'm super healthy because I have low blood. That's a terrible doctor. Throw him in him, whatever, in the trash. They, them, whatever. You should never have low blood pressure. You should have normal, perfect blood pressure. Blood clots, histamines. Muscle and joint symptoms, joint pain, back pain, TMJ. I started getting that in my 40s. Yay! Muscle twitches, restless legs, hypermobility, degenerative discs, digestive systems, nausea with or without vomiting. I have that. Yay! Heartburn, GERD, reflux sometimes, but I fix that pretty much. Diarrhea, abdominal pain, food allergies, food sensitivities. There's certain foods you can't eat because you get a reaction and you don't have an actual allergy. Like you're not getting anaphylactic shock or anything. It's just, it makes you feel bad or it gives you digestive problems, make you get the runs, whatever. Digestive issues, histamines. Other things you can get. Ear issues like tinnitus, blocked ears. Eye issues like irritation or lots of conjunctivitis. And if it's really extreme, you can get anaphylaxis. You know what I'm talking about. But that's, you let it go and you have too much of an exposure at one time like that. Chemical sensitivities is another huge, huge one. How many people, we'll talk about what can help. Yes. Great to know. I'm super excited to know. So anyways, chemical sensitivities are a big one. If you're like cleaning, you smell something, somebody has some stupid perfume, you're around those Glade plug. It's not just, the phthalates give you hormone problems. Yes. So you don't want to smell anything that has a strong smell. But if you're getting like reactions, like you get a migraine from it, you get like itching, you get throat itches, your eyes get itchy or watery or dry mouth. Dry mouth is another one. I don't know why it's not there, but there's just so many symptoms. So they can't possibly list them all because we'd be here all day just for that. All right, possible causes. This is fun. Mold. If you've even been around mold and you have left the mold, you could still have the histamine issues, the MCAS, histamine intolerant. You can have that forever because there's specific, you have to first get out of the situation. I know it's hard. It's really hard to move. And if you own your own home and there's mold in the home, you have to like throw the whole home, burn it down or something and just hope you can rebuild it because I don't really know how you can save it. People try to save homes and they just end up with the same symptoms. If it was really bad mold problem, you have to throw away everything in the home too. So none of these things are going to happen. So good luck. If you're rich, hey, move and get new stuff. But if you're like the rest of us, this is why you're dealing with it. The other one's stress. Yay, we're all stressed. If you have to work for a living or do anything or anybody counts on you for anything ever, then you're probably under stress. If you're just watching the news or this economy, you're under stress. If you don't wake up at a certain time every single day and you don't eat and get your sun and your exercise, your body's going to be under stress. Yay. Poor sleep schedule, like I said, poor eating schedule. Your body needs to feel at this time every day, I'm getting food. Right? If it's like, I don't know when it's going to happen, it starts getting stressed out because it's like, go find food, you moron. What are you doing? Why are you sitting there? Get up and go get me some food. What is going on? The other one is gut infections. You could go to one of these disgusting restaurants we have in America because everybody just wipes their butt and then touches your food. It doesn't matter how fancy the restaurant is. I had friends that did like the inspections and trust me, there's nowhere you can go in America. Good luck. Disgusting. You get some sort of infection from one of these weirdos that likes to touch everything. Anyways, parasite infections. We're the only country in the world, I believe, that doesn't believe parasites exist, I guess. Like, oh no, that's for other people. This is a third world country, guys, and we are not getting parasite cleanses regularly. We need them. You can just, I can't tell you what to do, but if I were you, I would find some ivermectin or whatever the hell you can find or ask somebody to get you a script or go to like freaking Mexico, which they just give it to you. It's like normal everywhere else. In Australia, they have these little chocolates. You can look them up on Amazon, whatever. They're not as strong, but they'll give you a little something. I mean, it helps better than nothing, right? So get rid of those parasites. If you have histamine problems, you probably can't do a natural parasite detox or a natural liver detox because those herbs and stuff like that are so freaking high in histamines, you'll be vomiting immediately. Yay! But actual pharmaceutical parasite stuff you could take. Yeah. So you need to find a good doctor. And that's going to be near impossible if you're in the United States. Sorry. Estrogen dominance. There's an estrogen histamine cycle. So high estrogen causes high histamines, causes estrogens causes histamines. So it's like they cause each other. So when one is high, it's going to cause the other high, and that's going to go on top of it, and on top of that, and on top of that, and then you're freaking in this situation. Okay, tell me what about cayenne pepper? Okay, this is what I do for histamine intolerance, and it just kind of dampens it. I tried to take diamine oxidase. You can get diamine oxidase pills. I took massive amounts. I was taking 8 freaking pills a day with every meal. So 8 pills every day with every meal. That's a lot of it. It's very expensive. This is not a cheap supplement, okay? I was taking that and it was barely helping. So then I just said, I'm not taking diamine oxidase. I don't know if it's not working. I don't know. Something, It just didn't do it for me. Some people it helps, and God bless you if it does. What brand? You can look in my show notes. There is a dispensary. You have to sign up with your email, whatever, do your login. And then you can get into the dispensary and look up diamine oxidase. There's lots of brands. Those are vetted and good. All the stuff on Amazon is fake. Look up documentaries. Amazon is fake supplements. The only supplements that are regulated are professional supplements. So anything else, I don't recommend. Okay, moving on. So what do I do currently to dampen it, right? Because I haven't gotten rid of it yet. Okay, I take this, it's called Petadolix, right? You can get that in my dispensary. It is very specifically formulated butter burr. It's an herb supplement, whatever. So this type of butter burr, it helps lower the histamines. I have to take, how many do I take? Well, it says it on here. I don't remember. It's like 1 or 2 with every single meal. So every time I eat, I take this, and this helps lower. Then you can take quercetin. Now, there's a specific, nothing is simple in this world. There is a specific gene mutation where if you take quercetin, it makes your histamines go higher instead of lowering it. I think it's called the COMT. Don't quote me on it, but you could go to ChatGPT and say, what gene mutation, snippet, whatever, can you not take quercetin to lower your histamines? And it will tell you. I took quercetin. It didn't help me. I don't know if it made it worse, but like it wasn't enough. So I got tired and sick and tired of that. Okay. And I also take Schisandria. This is it. Wait, can you, am I flip? Okay, it's not flip. Schisandria. This is an herb. This is an adaptogenic herb for stress. And I don't remember what else it does, but it worked. Somebody was talking about histamines and talking about lowering the stress, and they mentioned this to help lower like the other stuff, some receptor site junk. So I'm taking that now. We'll see. Okay, my grandpa was 80 when he came here to visit from India, and he got way better health care here when he went back to, oh my gosh. Well, I mean, it depends on what the illness is. We are really good for like acute stuff, but chronic things, you need to go to more traditional ways. And I don't know how India's system is, so I can't say, but I know that Mexico is way better than us, and it's way cheap. Like $45, you can get all this fixed up. So go to Mexico. Okay. So I also take, because there's an estrogen, histamine cycle, and both of them increase each other. So to kind of lower the estrogen, I take this also in the dispensary, Dim Detox, right? From Pure Encapsulations. I take, how many of this? I take 2 capsules with, I think, breakfast. You could do more if you need it, I guess. Talk to your doctor who doesn't know anything about it, so good luck, or talk to a functional medicine doctor. And if you're in Florida or Georgia, you can talk to my husband who can give you advice. Megaspore Biotic is the probiotics that I take. Bam. You need to find specific probiotic strains that do not increase histamines. There's a lot of probiotics that will give you a histamine response because they raise your histamines, which is another yay fun thing. So you can't take a lot of strains of probiotics. You can even look on ChatGPT and go, what strains of probiotics will help lower histamine levels, and it'll give you a list. And then you go to the dispensary and you get like just those that it mentioned. Ivermectin, if you want to lower your parasitic load, ivermectin is the gold standard. You can look up on places on how to get it, the DL, but that's up to you. Find a doctor if you can. If you can find a functional medicine doctor, they're not going to be in network. That's amazing. But any functional medicine doctor is never going to be a network. You have to pay cash out of pocket. They don't accept insurance. Insurance doesn't even want to pay them. So what are they going to do? All the testing that they do is also, again, not, I know he's trolling. It's cool. So all the testing that you need to do are probably not going to be paid for by insurance. A functional medicine doctor, if something is covered by insurance, can send you a referral. The other thing you can do is you can work with somebody online. There's a lot, like in every state, there's a lot of functional medicine doctors, or even like a functional medicine nutritionist will be better than just your regular MD for this type of stuff. Okay, the other thing I take. So I do take the ivermectin. Yes. Milk thistle is a liver supporting herb. So when you get high estrogen, again, DIM for high estrogen, you want to help your liver get rid of those excess hormones that are being caused by the high histamines, or maybe by the mold if you have mold, or the parasites if you have the parasites. So anyways, so take your milk thistle to support your liver because it's going through a lot. If you have any of these symptoms listed, your liver is like screaming constantly. It's overwhelmed, it's backed up, and that's also going to harm your gallbladder. So now you're not going to be able to release digestive enzymes enough, right? So you're going to be low in digestion in your bile, whatever. So what you have to do, if you have that, especially if you have GERD or something like that, you got to take this. It is Ortho Digest Zyme. It's a digestive enzyme. It also has ox bile in it. And ox bile is what you need. That's the main ingredient. It also has stuff to digest different types of foods, like, I don't know, whatever, other stuff. The most important thing is the ox bile, because all these things back up all your systems in the body, and it makes it hard to make bile. So support your liver, and then support your gallbladder and your digestive stuff. Okay. Every meal I take this, 2 of these with every single meal. And if I'm taking anything with fat, especially high fat, I'll take 2. You can't, this is not the bottle it comes in. I sometimes put some of my supplements in like fancy, cute little bottles, and I get custom labels because like that's who I am. Yeah. Anyways, so this is a supplement called Tudka, and this is for digesting fats. So if you ever get reflux, GERD, anything like that, you cannot digest fats. If you ever have a fatty meal and you have to run to the bathroom and everything runs right through your body, you cannot digest fats. And if you cannot digest fats, there's a million fat-soluble vitamins that you are required to be able to digest fats, to properly digest them and use them in the body, and then be able to synthesize them, right? So you need to have something like this while you're dealing with it. So Tudka for fats. Remember that. Every meal that I have fats. I also take, I do not have it here because it's in the refrigerator. It is cod liver oil. There's a good one that doesn't taste as nasty. Yes, it's nasty. It is nasty. It will always be nasty. It's cod liver oil. It even sounds nasty. So yes, I take a teaspoon of cod liver oil after I eat my breakfast, and then I take tons of Tudka to help digest that. And if I don't do it at like the right time, everything runs through me. So do it at the right time. Okay. So I will be talking with someone tomorrow morning and releasing that episode in the afternoon or maybe Friday. And it's going to be with a specialist on histamine. So if any of you are listening to this and you're like, hey, I might have a histamine issue, you can ask me a question that I can ask this doctor in the Discord. So the Discord is in the live chat, wherever. Anyways. All right. So what else? Okay. Let me see if anyone had any specific questions. You didn't tell me anything about cayenne pepper. Immigration. Okay. Good. I ate yogurt for the first time when I was 39. It changed my life. My stomach hurt for months, and the yogurt stopped it within a day. So that's good. If you have histamine intolerance, you might not be able to tolerate yogurt. Depending on the bacteria that's in the yogurt, if that causes high histamines or if it lowers histamine. So remember, specific probiotics increase and specific ones decrease. What is up? That's, I mean, if you want to associate that with that, that's fine, I guess. I do not have advice for gout. That's another episode. She is female, and I do not know if she's single. I will find out for you. Yes, see, another person that reacts to yogurt, and I don't react to all yogurts, just specific strains. And I got to the point where I don't even want to try yogurt because I don't know if I'm going to react or not. Okay, I need to freaking tell you guys some foods that are high in histamine. So if you are somebody that thinks I might have histamine intolerance, foods that are high in histamines. Okay. Aged cheeses, cheddar, Parmesan, fermented stuff, sauerkraut, kimchi. That'll kill me. Don't touch kimchi. Salami, pepperoni, smoked fish, alcoholic drinks. I don't drink alcohol my whole life. Beer, wine, shellfish, spinach. Spinach is bad for you. Spinach gives you, I think it's kidney stones or something like that. Why would anyone have it? Just no, it's peasant junk. You don't eat that. Tomatoes. I can't have nightshade. Nightshade's high in histamines. Freshness matters. Freshly cooked meats and eggs and most fruits and vegetables, except the ones mentioned, they tend to be lower in histamines. So, tempeh. I've heard of this, but I don't know what the hell it is. Okay, so let's see. For the meats, I have really bad histamine intolerance, right? So I react digestively. I can only have meat that is from specific farms that I know after they slaughter, they immediately flash freeze the meat and then they ship it to me. So that's what I have to do, because if I go to the grocery store, especially the meat is not frozen, it's just out there and I have it, it's been collecting histamine. So I get a reaction. So a lot of people don't like meat because they think they're sensitive to meat, and it's the histamines. That's nice. Very good. So let's see. So the other thing is leftovers. You can never eat leftovers again if you have really bad histamines or mast cell activation syndrome, because food, when it's left out, will get higher and higher and higher and higher in histamines. So reheating food, stuff like that, no. That's why a lot of people don't know what's going on. Like, you'll eat the same meal that you had yesterday, the leftovers of it today, and now you react to it. But you were fine yesterday. It's because it was a leftover, it was sitting in the fridge or whatever, and it got lots of histamines. Yes, and grass-fed meat is better. That's the gold standard, but it still has to be flash frozen, because if you get in, it's old and it's been sitting out, high histamines. Histamines are only a problem for weak people. You need to build up tolerance to filth. I suggest you stop washing your hands. I mean, sure. Okay, so let's see. What is this? I got a thermal cell for, what the heck? I don't know what that is. Thermocell. Anyways, okay. So some foods that I eat that are low, avocados are high in histamines. List of common foods. What? No. With high histamines. So anyways, some things that are not high in histamines that can actually lower histamines are onions. I love onions. My husband and my kid cannot have onions. No. Hemp is bad because if you have high estrogen, it increases your estrogen. So it's like an endocrine disruptor. It increases estrogen. It's a phytoestrogen. So you do not want to have hemp. Peas are also a phytoestrogen. They increase estrogen. It's like taking a fistful of birth control pills when you have hemp, CBD, marijuanas. Gosh, I should go over a list of those things another time. I'll come up with a list of all. Avocado is only bad if you have histamine problems. If you don't have histamine problems, it's not bad. But I do not have diet plans for sale, but I will make one because I'm having an expert on tomorrow. So I'm going to go over like after the show, like I told her I'd give her some money or something like that. And she could stay with me and help me because I want help for myself. So if I come up with a better protocol, then I will share it. But I definitely want to fix my protocol first because also I'm going to ask her about the nicotine patch. Do I still have that? Yeah, I have a little nicotine patch because of course I went on the interwebs and somebody said they can lower histamines by there's like a 21 milligram nicotine patch and she cut it into 8s. And she's like, I just put one every day. I did it for 4 months and it lowered my histamines and all my symptoms went away. And that is an experiment. I do not recommend it. I am trying it because that's what I'm going to do. I am doing the episode not live tomorrow. So I will try to release it tomorrow afternoon. What? I didn't know they had that much potassium. But interesting. Yes, I eat fresh meat. I eat from a regenerative, grass-fed, grass-finished farm. I get the cheapest meat. I get bulk ground beef. Their ground beef, they don't have any fillers. This is not the garbage from the grocery store that's full of gums and stuff like that. Normally, ground beef would be very high in histamines because it's cut. So that's a lot of area exposed to air and processing that would attach more histamines on it. But since they are just, I don't know, top notch, it does not happen. Nice. Cool. So I have no problems with that. And I think they're called, what are they called? I'll think about it and I'll put it in like my little protocol and I'll share it with you guys later. I'll share a few options. There is also somebody who's famous that has mast cell activation syndrome, which is like the most intense form of histamine intolerance, would be Michaela Peterson. So Michaela Peterson, it's gotten so bad that it affected her joints and everything. So a lot of these people that are just like hypersensitive to stuff, it's because they have let it progress and they keep assaulting their body with that. And usually the root causes are either you were exposed to a lot of endocrine disruptors as a child and you got estrogen dominance, things like hormonal birth control pills, any sort of hormones. Our freaking skincare products, the freaking 90s was crazy. We were just dousing ourselves with chemicals. A lot of people still have those Glade plugins. They have scented candles in their homes. Like, what did you think was going to happen? You are poisoning yourself. Your skin is your largest organ. Everything gets absorbed. So please, the products you put on yourself, if they smell good, you're not going to be good. So nothing that smells good. A lot of things like tea tree oil increases estrogen. It's a major endocrine disruptor and it's a natural essential oil. So you would think, oh, lavender and tea tree oil are like super high in estrogen. They can cause little girls to go into puberty really, really like young, like toddlers, and have signs of puberty as a toddler. So please do not put lavender on yourself and your children. Okay, let's see what's going on here. I had a friend at FedEx who makes his own bread and won't drink water from the stores and a ton of their stuff. Is food from the stores that dangerous? That's good. That's a good sign. So yeah, I barely go to the grocery store for a lot of stuff. What I get are the Amish, or you can find one of those co-ops online where they ship you like a box from organic, whatever type regenerative farms. So I will get things like grass-fed butter, raw butter, um, sea salted grass-fed raw butter, raw milk, raw cream, and let's see, I can't get the yogurt even though it's raw because I still react to it. I tried a few. Okay, let me think. I get my eggs regenerative, soy and corn free, because corn and soy are estrogen mimickers, so it's going to increase your estrogen. Corn and soy. Sorry. Also, peas increase your estrogen. I think I mentioned that. So things that can help lower it are broccoli. So that's the only thing I get from grocery stores now is broccoli, apples. So having an apple in the morning after you eat your meat is good. I don't remember like what it is in the apple, but something in the apple. I peel the skin off because you don't know if there's a peel on it, that stuff, the toxic stuff. I can't trust it. So I peel it off. I make sure it's organic and I hope for the best. I only get sourdough bread. Now, sourdough is fermented, but I haven't reacted to it. So I'm just like hoping that continues. Let's see. And I cook in ghee or coconut oil. Coconut oil I sometimes react to because some people react to coconut oil. So I stay away from it. It can increase fungal infections for some people if you get those. They say it's good for that, but I have not seen anything that's actually good for it. Let's see. Blueberries are really good and blackberries are really good. Strawberries are high in histamines. I don't know if it's the food. I thought it was like sometimes I'm like, is it the food or is it the pesticides they use? And I wonder if the histamines are being raised by glyphosate, if that's really what's going on, because I can have a fresh strawberry, and if it's fresh, it'll take a lot of strawberries before I get like a rash. But if it's dehydrated, anytime you dehydrate foods, dehydrated fruits and vegetables and meats, whatever, it skyrockets histamines. So that's not good. Oh, thank you. That is so sweet. I appreciate that. Yes. A lot of people I know. Chicory root. I need to look if chicory root is estrogenic because a lot of times, like things like tahina or whatever, sesame seed, I think it's sesame seeds or chickpeas, things like that, they're high in estrogens. So if you are taking that and you're grinding them, making a paste out of it, you're just exposing yourself to tons of estrogens. So I think cucumbers are generally safe. The one for acid reflux, you want to take digestive enzymes with ox bile and TUDCA for fats. So if you have really, really bad, like you're actively with acid reflux, I would also go to in the description, the dispensary, there's something called glutoalamine. It's like glutamate, glutamine. I don't know. It's like a mixture of these. Glutoalamine. Let me write it in the thing. Something like that. So just look this up in the dispensary. It's a powder. It doesn't taste that bad. Like the cod liver oil, that's nasty. But if you take glutoalamine, it's not bad. I just mix it with a little bit of water and stir it up really quick and drink all of it before you eat. What this does is it coats, because you probably have leaky gut because you were in the United States or Canada or the UK now. I think they're getting it. So like we all have leaky gut. So we have to coat the stomach all the way through with the glutoalamine. That also heals and soothes the inflammation, which is really nice. And then you eat the food and take with the digestive enzymes. I do this one, Ortho Digeszymes and TUDCA for fats. Wow, you guys are terrible. I don't know what this is, so tell me what that is. Oh, fermented soybeans. I heard that the fermentation can slightly lower the estrogenic properties, but if you have high estrogen, it still raises it. And if you have histamine intolerance, it's high in histamine because of the fermentation. So I completely avoid soy. Papaya enzymes, if you have a very minor case of reflux, like just a little bit, it can help. But papaya is a weak one. It's weak. So maybe it's early stages. You're not feeling the burn yet, but you feel like maybe a little something's happening. It can help, but it is weak. Let's see. Let's see what things. Avoid citrus fruits. Oranges can sometimes be make you sensitive if you have high histamines. Let's see. Grains that are not fermented are usually good, but if you have like thyroid issues, you should probably stick to rice. Potatoes, they're not high in histamines, but I was listening to somebody discuss like what the hell is going on with the potatoes in the United States. And because of that reason, I would never touch a potato or corn or soy again in the United States, grown in the United States. It is so bad what they're doing. These people are trying to off us. They're like just they're very like they're so bold about it. Like what is going on with the soil? They've depleted the soil and they've just soaked it in glyphosate, and all the heavy metals are get sucked up in your potatoes. Sweet potatoes too. It's grown underground. So I just don't have it. But thankfully, if you have a potato or a sweet potato, don't eat that one, but plant it yourself in very good, rich, organic soil and then eat those potatoes, the babies of that one. It'll be safer than eating the direct potato. So, I mean, that's what I think we should all be doing is trying to grow our own stuff. Everybody, back in my day when I was young, we used to grow potatoes. We used to grow our fresh herbs. We would get seeds every year, organic, because it was normal to, it wasn't organic, it was just seeds. And we would just sprinkle them and cook, and whatever, grow herbs and some vegetables and squash here because I'm in the on the south. So we have a lot of things that grow here like squash and tons of tropical fruits. Like that's what we eat here. Squash and tropical fruits and eggs. You can do those in the backyard. You can get some quail eggs. They're legal everywhere. You can there's this woman I know that she has a huge fish tank with quails, a bunch of quails in it, and she just eats little quail eggs. It's 4 eggs, I think, is 1 chicken egg. So it's not bad. I don't know about that. You'd have to look into that. I haven't heard anything. Um, it depends on what you feed them. Like my chickens, they ate like kangs. They ate organic everything. They ate what we ate. They ate our leftovers. So I'd make a little bit extra, or if anybody didn't clean their plate, which they never do around here, then I would just give it to the chickens. And so they ate really, plus they were eating all the bugs, all the lizards, all the everything in the backyard. So they had a lot. Eggs from quails and chickens, if you know what they're being given to eat, they're both freaking equally wonderful. I always have a growing season because I'm in South Florida. But yes, it is really hard if you go to some place where it's like freezing. But for like people who are freezing in those areas, you're not going to grow anything at that time, or you're going to have like herbs growing indoors. And I do know a lot of herbs get rid of heavy metal, especially like cilantro, which I hate, but I will eat it because of the heavy metal detox. Yes, I recommend chickens. I love them. They're your best friends. They will peck your eyeball out, so please don't let them near your eyeballs because it's a shiny round object and they get like this look in their face like they can't resist. It's not their fault. Please don't blame them. This is nature. Keep them away from your eyeballs and you'll be, and anything red, I don't know, they get angry. So, but otherwise, I would sit in my swing set and then like I'd have like 2 or 3 fat, and I got the big chicken. So they were like, this is a chicken. It's like a big fat thing. And they would sit on my lap. One would sit like a big fat thing, bigger than my head, like sitting over here on my shoulders. And yeah, they're a lot of fun. The only problem was when they got bird mites. There's something called USP something. You can get it on eBay if they get bird mites. It's non-toxic and it's safe to spray even on your body. You don't need to be in a hazmat suit. It doesn't kill any animals that go into your backyard. There's some bird mite pesticides that if a cat or a dog wanders into your yard even months after, they die. So keep that in mind. It's called USP something. I don't know. There's chicken groups on Facebook. They were helpful for me with the chickens. And let's see what else did the chickens. I mean, the bird mite thing, just, if you get bird mites, you can ask me how to deal with that because that's hell. It's terrible. I didn't sleep for months. It aged me considerably, not being able to sleep. God knows what kind of parasites those little buggers have. They're microscopic, so you just feel crawling all over you. You can't see them, and they only bother at night. So yeah. I got them from a mulberry tree because the wild birds would come to the mulberry tree and they would drop the bird mites, and my chickens would, walk around underneath the mulberry trees. Also, mulberry leaves, mulberries, everything super healthy for chickens. It's great. You can feed them the shells dehydrated of their own eggs to give them calcium. They love that. And yeah, they need to peck at little rocks. So if you have chickens in a place that don't have rocks, you have to buy these little, they call it grit. It's rocks. It's not food. It's just to help them digest. In nature, they peck little rocks along with their food, and everything just moves their digestive system faster. So if I could do it all again, I would definitely not have, I don't know. I would probably, look, I hate the bird mites. I would probably get eggs and then hatch it so I could be sure it doesn't have bird mites. And then I would keep them in some sort of container where no trees are anywhere near, because if any wild bird comes and drops any bird mites on it, like I'll freak out. So no trees anywhere, and like maybe pay some owls to like shoo the other birds away. I don't know. Something, whatever like birds are scared of. A scarecrow, right? Birds, right? Put some scarecrows everywhere. And I would just hope that I wouldn't get bird mites that way. But if you get them, it's a life-changing thing. So that is all I have to say about the histamines. Again, if you have any questions on histamines, I have my podcast on histamines tomorrow early in the morning. So send me your questions tonight. Yes, perhaps so. Anyways, that is all I have for today. See you all in the Discord and see you all next time. Have a great rest of your night, and bye.
Start the revolution, let the truth begin. Wake up, defeating lies. Control the media's got you hypnotized. Trust authority, they'll take your soul. Break the chains, find your own control.